Uh, let's talk about makeup that I'm not gonna buy. It's an anti-haul. This time, it's not all green beauty. So this is just a regular anti-haul. I'm gonna talk about upcoming launches that I'm not gonna be buying and stuff that's already out that I won't be buying. Because I feel, honestly, I wanted to make a video about this because I feel like a lot of us felt this way. But I am just so damn overwhelmed with everything that's launching. I mean, just with Anastasia, which I will get to in a little bit, I'm just so overwhelmed by freaking Anastasia. Like with ColourPop, I know I'm gonna get overwhelmed because they release something every 5 minutes, but it's been more than 5 minutes and they haven't released anything this week. I'm a little confused about that. But maybe I'm getting ahead of myself and they're going to release something like tomorrow. I don't know. I've gotten to the point where I'm just not excited about makeup and makeup releases. I just don't want to collect everything like I used to. Like I remember like back in the day when you would watch makeup collections and you would just aspire to have a whole room dedicated to like your makeup collection. And especially as a small content creator, you would see like the bigger ones and you would be like, oh my god, they have a studio and makeup room, like I want that as well. And then as the years have gone by, the less I want to do that. Maybe because I've done the decluttering videos and I've seen for myself how much money and product I've wasted, that I just don't want to do that. But then again, like apart from that, nothing excites me. Like a lot of the stuff like I've seen before, and I don't know, it's just too much at one time. And yeah, the whole idea of having a makeup room now just seems so wasteful to me. Like I just can't do it anymore. It's not something that I aspire to have. Now, a room where I can display my signed records and just have my record collection like that, I aspire to. Maybe I can have my vanity there because I can get ready while I listen to music, but like a record room, like that would be pretty cool. But a room full of makeup that will expire and go rancid, yeah, no. So let's talk about upcoming releases. Let's talk about the one that everyone has been talking about. And I mean, I watched all 6 episodes of the Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star documentary thing. Controversy palette, the mini conspiracy, the liquid lipsticks, Shane Glosson, all the merch. I mean, there's a lot. And I'm so happy for Shane that he finally, you know, saw value in himself, because I mean, I can relate to that. I undervalue myself so much, and I've seen even like content creators of my size get more, you know, sponsored collaborations and opportunities, and like I just don't know how to sell myself. Like I'm lucky that I've had 2 brands approach me within like the last 2 months, but I know I could probably do a little bit better and just market myself better, but I just don't know how to do that. Because to me, I just see myself as someone who's like, I'm not that good. So I can relate to Shane a lot in that way. And I actually did get excited for his palette for a little bit, especially once they were starting to swatch all the different lab samples. Like some of the colors from the lab samples were so cool. But seeing the finished palette, only that lime green appeals to me, just because it's something that's different. Everything else is just, I don't know. I'm a little underwhelmed with the controversy palette. I mean, it's gonna sell out, and good for him, he deserves it. It's gonna sell out. The mini controversy is, again, a little underwhelming. I thought it was gonna be more interesting. I thought both of them were gonna be a little bit more interesting, but I guess it is very Shane, and to his audience, people are gonna buy it. And I know I haven't mentioned Jeffree. He's the reason why I was conflicted about supporting Shane, and I've decided I'm not gonna buy it just because part of that money is gonna ultimately go towards Jeffree, and I cannot support him. Like, I just don't like him. I mean, he's a very smart businessman, I'll give him that. And he came across as a very honest person in the documentary. But the things he's done in the past and the way he carries himself on camera in his own like platform, I just do not like. Now let's get back to Anastasia. This year has been the year that I'm just very overwhelmed with Anastasia and just very disappointed in them, because they were one of the few brands, I would put them in the same category as the Bare Minerals, that they didn't follow the oversaturation of products. Like they would just release in the common seasons, like you have, you know, your spring launch, then in summer you have your foundation launch, and then you have, you know, your fall and your holiday collection. Like they just followed, well, they used to follow a very traditional like release schedule. And I feel like just this summer alone, I've seen how many palettes? We have the Riviera palette, we have the Jackie Aina palette, we had the Alyssa Edwards palette, the Carly Bible palette. There was another one. I feel like there was another like traditional Anastasia palette that I'm forgetting. Maybe I'm making things up, I don't know. And then we had the 3 Norvina, like the big Norvina edits. All 3 that I would just get so pissed off seeing the layout of all 3. Pissed me off so much. And a lot of the colors were just so similar that to any makeup artist, you can easily create that lighter purple by just mixing a little bit of a like cream color or a white. You don't need that same shade just going a little bit lighter each time. So to me, it was just very repetitive. So now at Sephora, you're gonna see a Norvina like collection. Like that's like a whole like subcategory in the Anastasia brand. I used to get actually very excited to see Anastasia eyeshadow palettes. Like I was one of the few people that actually loves the Subculture palette, and that one, I bought it the day it came out. I can't remember the last time I bought any makeup item on the day it's released. Like that's how little I get excited about makeup now. And it's all because it's such a saturated market, like an excessively saturated market. Apart from the big, you know, Norvina palettes, she's also releasing 2 smaller ones that are pretty much the same size as the Huda Beauty palettes, which I love those. I love this size. Just something small, I love. It's easy to fit in your handbag, easy to use in videos. It's just, I like small palettes. I do like the one that has the greens and the yellows. I got tagged in that one a few times. That one I like. I just don't, I feel like I don't need it. Maybe it's a little bit more vibrant, but we have teals, oranges. There's no magenta in this. Well, this is a little bit darker. But I feel like if I already have this, I don't really need the small Norvina palette. Another launch that I don't need, but this one's actually very pretty, so I just hope that I don't fall in love with it if I see it in stores. This is the new Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. Like this, to me, the color palette itself, like it just screams like early 2000s to me. Like those light blue, silvery, cool tones, like those were some of the first colors I started putting on my face very badly because I was like 13, 14 years old, but I just, yeah, those are the good days. But back to the Huda palette. I mean, it looks really beautiful. I love the way Huda like matte eyeshadows perform. And I've never owned one of her big palettes. The packaging's also really nice. Like I'm just saying a bunch of positive things, but again, I feel like as pretty as it is, I don't need it, and I should not spend, what is it, $68 on a palette. That's a little excessive to me. And also, I know she was accused of ripping off Beauty Bakery, which I can see how she was inspired by it, and she should have given credit what credit is due, but it was a little bit different to me. Like Huda's campaign was a little more like 1950s, like retro pin-up type of vibe. And Beauty Bakery, you know, is Beauty Bakery. They just roll with the whole theme of, you know, every product is named after something that's baking related. But this time around, she got accused of ripping off another person, their concept and everything. So it was Jordan Liberty, I believe that's his name. He came out with a palette called Dark Moon, and the whole concept is like space, which to me, it's hard. There's only so few things you can do that's space related that will make it different from one another. With Huda's, I thought she went again the very like kind of 1960s like vixen space girl look. That's what I got from hers. And then from Jordan Liberty, I did take a look at his whole ad campaign, and his was more futuristic, kind of reminded me of like Tron a little bit, just very dark, sleek, metallic, very cool. I really liked it. But there's only so much you can do with space and aliens and stuff like that that will look like original. I feel like everything has been done within that category, so I don't know, like, I wish she would address these things. Like, that's the part that pisses me off a little bit about Huda. Just, you know, make a video addressing these issues. Just be like, hey, yes, that was inspired. Or just come out and say like, no, my campaign was specifically inspired by A, B, and C. These are my inspirations. This was my mood board. And just put it out there. Next up, another palette. I'm fucking sick of palettes. As much as I've purchased palettes this year, I think my favorite one has actually been the Morphe, the Pride palette, like this guy. I just thought it was cool. I also really like the ColourPop palettes, but I am so damn sick of eyeshadow palettes. I'm so sick. Tati finally released her new beauty line, Tati Beauty. I used to be a humongous fan of her, and then I just kind of fell off the bandwagon. I still admire her work ethic. Like, she works harder than than anyone on YouTube, and her uploading schedule was insane. For a while I tried to emulate that, but then again I make videos in English and Spanish, so it was like double the work. But her uploading schedule is one of the most rigorous uploading schedules ever. It's pretty. It's pretty. I can see why she chose to do what she did. So it's the 6 eyeshadow colors in different finishes and different variations of like shimmer. But I just get so bored of it. It's just, there's only so many looks you can create, because even though you're like bumping up the shimmer or the glitter, it's still going to be the same colors. I'll wait around and see what else she creates. If she does release something exciting, although I'm not the biggest fan of hers now, maybe I'll purchase it just because I know she would be like, she would make sure that formula is the shit. I feel so bad for including Milk Makeup again in an anti-haul, but I just have to do it. So they have collaborated with Sephora Collection to create a five-piece brush set. Brushes look pretty cool. I mean, they're metallic, they're pointed. They kind of remind me of like the Kat Von D brushes, or these ones from Juno & Co. with like the pointed tip. But the Milk Makeup ones are like a silver, like a chrome silver, very metallic. Looks cool, but I just, first of all, I don't need brushes. Second of all, some of the shapes just look extremely dense. And I follow their resident makeup artist on Instagram, and she tends to use a lot of very fluffy Real Technique brushes like this guy. So the fact that they went so dense and so small just kind of puzzles me, because when I use Milk Makeup products, I tend to use a lot of, you know, looser brushes just to create a softer look. So yeah. Also, another thing that didn't sit well with me, and this is not because I'm vegan or anything, but Sephora Collection is not cruelty free. and Milk Makeup is cruelty-free and vegan. So for the people that buy Milk Makeup because of those two reasons, that partnership with Sephora collection just did not make sense. And I know this collection is technically, you know, synthetic fibers, but still, like, why? Why are you partnering up with a brand that's not cruelty-free? Like, it just does not make sense. Well, it's all about the money, but still. I was about to buy one of the Hourglass holiday palettes that are freaking $80. But I really had to put things into perspective. Like, I haven't finished an Hourglass powder in my time that I've been purchasing from Hourglass. I still have my powders, I still have my blushes, I still have the holiday palette from a few years ago. Like, I just can't do it. As much as I can admire this palette and it looks amazing, and for those of you who do not own any Hourglass products, I think it is a good value, plus you can travel with it. But I just can't. I can't. Like I've said, and I keep mentioning it, I've reached a point where I don't need anything and nothing excites me. Well, I'll take it back. These two actually did excite me a little bit. They're from Melt Cosmetics. They released a new collection, and me being Mexican and Dia de los Muertos is just a few days away. I love sugar skulls. I just love that imagery so much. It's just one of my favorite things about Mexican culture, the whole Dia de los Muertos like festivities, and it's just so beautiful, so vibrant, so colorful, and there's so much emotion attached to that holiday. So the fact that they did a whole ad campaign inspired by that, and I know the founders are Latinas, like, it just made me so happy. It did. So they have two eyeshadow palettes. One is a little bit more like blue. There's blues and reds, which looks beautiful, but that one I'm easily going to anti-haul. I just don't ever reach for really light teals and blues and reds. I have a few reds, I just don't need any more reds. But the second one, I don't know. I kind of want it. I want to see it in person really bad. This one has my name written all over it. It's oranges, it's greens, it's like a mossy green. It's just, it's stunning. It's so beautiful. And like I mentioned before, I've never owned anything from Melt Cosmetics, not their stacks, not a liquid lipstick, nothing. This palette actually excites me. I know I don't need it, but I know I don't have anything like it. You guys can talk me out of it in the comments. I'll be totally cool with that, but Amor Eterno, Dia de los Muertos, greens, oranges, I don't know. I'm also going to mention my other favorite brand, which is Glossy. They released the Future Dew, which is supposed to give you glossy skin in a bottle. I have really oily skin. I have naturally Glossy in my skin. My skin just gets so shiny, so I don't need this, and I'm not gonna buy it. I know some of you are disappointed, because I did get a few messages asking me if I was going to review it or buy it, and the answer is no. Also, I think this is very similar to the Aveeno Glow Drops that Katie Jane Hughes used to use a ton. She works with Glossy to develop products, so I'm thinking she probably had a hand at developing this, the Super Dew. Maybe she took inspiration from the Aveeno, tweaked it a little bit, gave it more skincare benefits, and then Glossy Future Dew. So yeah, and I did buy the Aveeno Glow Drops, but like I said, it just made me look excessively oily, so I don't need that. My battery is about to die. Let's just quickly mention ColourPop. 2 ColourPop launches, Smoke Show, Disney. Neither of them I'm interested in, and they're just Disney. It's for the Disney stans. Smoke Show, I don't wear grays very much, so I mean, it looks cool, but I don't need it, and I'm not gonna get it, so there's that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you'll be anti-hauling, and I'm interested in seeing well, not seeing, reading your thoughts about the Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star. Are you gonna buy it? Are you gonna skip it? Let me know. And I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye!